Hello, everyone, and thank you all so much for tuning in today. My name is Diana Sussman-Tockstein, and I am excited to talk to you all about global institutional partnerships at JCI. If you do not already know me, again, my name is Diana, and I am the Senior Manager for Global Partnerships here. And my main question for you guys throughout this presentation and throughout really any interaction that we have throughout the rest of the year is how can we make partnerships better together? How can we make sure that partnerships create value for members, and how can we do that together? So you'll have my email there at the very top. Any feedback or questions about partnerships that you might have, please feel free to let me know and send me an email about it. If you don't know me, or maybe you don't recognize me, or maybe you do. Maybe you recognize me from when I went to Moscow with SG Kevin Hin, and we had a really amazing visit with JCI Russia. So shout out if JCI Russia is watching. Or maybe you have seen me on our various partnership summits or online engagements throughout this past year, such as during JCI UK's online partnership summit, which was really great. Or maybe you saw me in person in World Congress in Estonia in 2019, and fingers crossed that we can see each other all again in South Africa this year. So if you do not recognize me from these various events, now you recognize me through this little video. And before we begin, really, I wanted just to have an even playing field and to tell you all that institutional partnerships have never been more important. It's important to know that our reputation and our public image as an organization is intertwined and very much interpreted with how we interact with other partners. And our credibility and our reputation during this tumultuous period in history is important to remain engaged and create innovative projects with partners so our members feel supported, our partners feel supported, and we can help develop leaders for a changing world utilizing our institutional partners. So to give you just a current pulse check onto where our institutional partnership department is, how we're doing, our partnerships are currently in a really good spot. We have good engagements with very high priority and high profile partners, and we're continuing to start that search and maybe even get some other high profile partners and create relevant projects and initiatives for our members to feel like they have win-win scenarios and high quality engagements. In the future, we would like partnerships to touch every area of JCI, and we want to work collaboratively with every department. So there is a fostering team environment. There's a very nice camaraderie through the air, because that's what partnerships is camaraderie. And the partnerships department will work to bring beneficial gains not only to JCI World Headquarters, but JCI Global back down, especially to members. Now, currently, when I stepped into the role as senior manager, I really absorbed a portfolio of a lot of different partners. So I believe we had about 17 active MOUs, and we still have these MOUs. They're still active. We're still partners and we still talk with them. However, in the 2019 side, these are partners that we found that we were expending a lot of energy on and not receiving as much value back. So Kevin and I, when we started working together in this partnerships team, we really took a hard look at our partners and our new leadership direction and which way we wanted to go. And because I am a team of one, and it's a little difficult for one person to manage about 36 active partnerships in the best way possible, we wanted to have a strategic focus on the priority partners that really made a big difference in our organization. So we had a narrow-minded focus, and we landed on the United Nations, the Ban Ki-moon Center, the ICC, ISEC, WBAF, and BNI. So today's presentation will be talking about those partners, those priority partners. We won't touch as much on Ban Ki-moon Center, but just so you know, we still have those partnerships with the other organizations. I'm still in contact with some of them, but we don't put them as high of priority as the others. We are approaching all partnerships with a quality versus quantity mindset, with JCI at the forefront of the decision-making and with the project management. And another fun announcement, or another way that I'd like for you guys to be more involved with partnerships, is a new tool that we are announcing this year and launching is our partnerships toolkit. And this is just a toolkit that will be available to members and to national presidents as a starting point to form partnerships in their own countries and organizations at the global level. And if you received the BNI and JCI infographic recently in the past couple of weeks, it will look similar to that. It will be just a starting point of some FAQ questions, contacts on how to get in touch with people in certain countries, and ways to move forward with projects on global partners. So if you guys have any feedback or maybe something you would like to see in these toolkits, any questions, feel free to send me an email. I would love to hear some ideas that you would have for the toolkit. It would be very helpful for me as I form this. So before we move forward with the partnerships overview, again, I'd like to remind you all, please send me any emails with any feedback you have with these partners. And I encourage you all, as you listen to this partnership overview, to listen with an open mind and to start thinking about how you can utilize these partnerships in your own country and your own organization. Starting with, my slides getting ahead of me, starting with BNI, Business Networking International, Business Network International, I'm sorry. And BNI is one of our more recent partners, and they are the world's largest business networking referral organization. And our partnership with them began last year in summer 2020. And our partnership mainly relies on business networking, entrepreneurship, leadership development, and later we would like to focus on membership recruitment and retention together. And BNI is a really great resource for our events and our networking space. As you can see here, this is a photo of a World Congress English Business Speed Networking. And so why BNI? Why should we be partners with BNI? Why should you be partnered with BNI at a national or local level? And BNI really has incredibly high ethical values and high leadership values. They're very similar to us in that they hold it in high regard, and they're very into community action and using ethical leadership as a way to hit those community action points. They also have a very wide international business network, which is incredibly useful for our organization. And they provide really amazing content and speakers for our events, such as you can see, Dr. Ivan Meisner, who is the founder of BNI, gave a really amazing keynote at our World Congress this year. If you were able to tune in, personally, it was one of my favorite events all in World Congress. It was really, really awesome. And Gran Weimiller, he is the CEO of BNI, and he came to our January board meeting to give the BOD a really amazing keynote about what to expect in leadership in 2021, and just some really good tips and tricks on how to manage complex teams. And this is the type of content that BNI provides for us. And the reason that they're such a great partner is because they open up an entirely different network and an entirely new perspective to make our members even better leaders themselves and provide us with this amazing educational content, these really great ethical values that we can learn and immerse ourselves in and start to bond with other organizations that are similar to us. BNI has many chapters all throughout the world due to their large size. And so it's very easy for JCI to form a very quick and easy partnership in different national organizations or maybe local organizations where you could start little projects and continue on. BNI is a really great partner for that. And if you want to learn more about BNI, I encourage you to look up the infographic that we sent out to national presidents or to wait for the toolkit that will soon be launched in Q2. Now let's move on to the ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce. Now this is a partnership that we have had for a very long time. This partnership began in 1984. And since it has began, 1984 was a while ago, since it has began, we have rebooted and revamped just the core purposes of the partnership. And we tend to center this partnership now on collaboration around global projects, such as their Centers for Entrepreneurship. And we also are looking to have some strategic reaches with our RISE initiative within the ICC, notably within the tourism and the travel industry, as many of our projects are already aligning within the tourism and travel sectors. And ICC is really great because they have a giant business network as well. And of course, we have reciprocal events attendance. Again, ICC has really amazing content and educational content and values and just good leadership development that's great for our organization. Another exciting thing about the ICC is their gender balance pledge. This is something that we are working to implement within JCI World Headquarters, which is just a pledge to make sure that whenever there are men around, there's an equal amount of women. So making sure that there's a gender balance within any high level speaking engagements, or even just in meetings, we wanna make sure that there is gender balance. And that was an idea that was started by the ICC that we have since adapted and worked with each other to really make great. And we are since adapting to adopt at JCI World Headquarters. So if you would like to adopt or learn more about the Gender Balance Pledge, maybe adopt it into your own national organization, send me an email. I would love to tell you a little bit more about it. So why ICC? Why are we partnered with them? Well, of course, we have incredibly similar values, but mainly on the ideas of ethical leadership. They want to form a more ethical world and a more ethical way to do business. They also have, as mentioned, a large global business network, and that network works to address key issues such as climate change, gender inequality, educational problems, decent work initiatives, etc. So they have a really strong grasp on the global issues take. They help anchor JCI in economic reality, especially as a leadership organization, and help us work towards this key global issue mindset. And of course, as I mentioned, synergies are possible at national and local levels just because ICC is present in many different countries, just as we are. You'll see at the bottom here, this was a screenshot from the Design Thinking Workshop during the ICC co-hosted day during World Congress, Rise with JCI and Rebuild with ICC. This was a joint workshop that was led by former Vice President of Europe, Jade Johnson, and Gabriel Petrus, who is from the ICC. And they both worked to do a design thinking workshop that was around different ideas in business and entrepreneurship. And this was really exciting because we're working to make this content available at the ICC Centers for Entrepreneurship, which are going to be different centers that are available and started for entrepreneurs in different countries. Right now, there's one started in Istanbul and in Lebanon. And these centers will be for people who want to start their own entrepreneurship. And these centers are going to serve as an incubator for people who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs and would like to quick start their way into learning more about it. And hopefully our involvement in our key takeaways with the design thinking workshop and other ways that will be involved, such as involving national and local organizations, will be really, really great as well. So moving forward with ISEC, you'll see here a picture of me and SG Kevin at in Moscow, Russia at ISEC's International Presidents Meeting, which was very fun. And our partnership with them began in 2015. And our partnership is mainly centered around individual development, leadership, and cooperation. ISEC is structured very similar to JCI, and it's a natural partnership for us just because they are in just as many countries as we, and their values and their ethical standards are about the same, if not the exact same. And the collaboration between local and national presidents within JCI and ISEC already exists. There's lots of synergies going on. And one of the best parts about our partnership, of course, is attendance and reciprocity at events, not only at a global level, but also at a local and national level. So why ISEC? So ISEC is a really great incubator for future JCI members, just because ISEC tends to aim for a lower age demographic than JCI does. And once people who join ISEC get to know JCI and they see that there's a similar organization out there for them once they age out of ISEC, it makes it a natural next step for them. And we tend to get a lot of members from there. There's also, as I mentioned, synergies at the national and regional level, which helps with membership growth. And they have a very large international network, which helps with their credibility. They have high credibility with corporate and institutional partnerships, with corporate and institutional partners, and that helps build our credibility as well by being associated with them. They're a really great partner and they're very similar to us. You'll see here on the left, at the very top, on the right, on the very top, there's a photo of Ava, who is the current the current world president of ISEC. And they gave a really amazing workshop alongside of myself during World Congress. And at the bottom is me giving a presentation for ISEC. As you can see, there's a lot of reciprocity within our partnership. We share our educational resources and they share ours. So very exciting and a really fun organization just to get to know and to be a part of. All right, moving forward with WBAF, the World Business Angels Forum. So this partnership began in 2015, but it became official in 2020, which was really exciting with our formal announcement of the MOU signing of the partnership during our World Congress this year. You can see the picture up the right of our MOU signing. And this partnership is centered around financial and digital inclusion, female entrepreneurship, and leadership. And really, this is a really amazing partnership to help us give access to smart finance, to crowdfunding, and is really great support on business-related projects such as the new Creative Young Entrepreneur Award. So why WBAF? Well, WBAF is a really great new partner for high-level network in business and political exchanges. They have a new country office in Croatia, and they're looking to expand in other areas in Europe. And their synergies possible all around Europe, thanks to their national representatives, which they call their WBAF senators. And senators are leaders in both business and in politics. And currently, they have several members of state, such as former ministers and current ministers, which lead us for high speaking potentials for different events. And of course, to open new JCI organizations all across Europe and beyond. Another exciting thing about WBAF is they are official partner, I'm sorry, of the G20 Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion, which is very exciting. And so being partners with WBAF really opens up our doors to an entire new network of high-level business organizations, of politics, and just different exchanges within the smart finance world and with different business levels and different business networking organizations. Now, the United Nations, this is a commonly asked about partnership, of course, and we do not have a global MOU with the United Nations as a whole. We do have 3 MOUs with different agencies within the United Nations, with the Global Compact Organization, the SDG Action Campaign, and with UNESCO. And we also have special consultative status with the Economic and Social Committee, the ECOSOC. And currently, we are just rebooting different contacts and different contexts and projects that we've been working on in the past couple of years, and just realigning with our new membership and leadership mindset. Most recently, we had participation in the UNGA in 2020, where we participated in the SDG Business Forum, where we gave a panel about JCI Rise and rebuilding the world after COVID-19, which was really exciting and very well received. And we have a strategy moving forward with the UN and how we'd like to approach this partnership because it is very high level and very multilateral. And the UN strategy really is just to utilize our new messaging and our new leadership direction to create win-win partnerships. We want to make sure that whenever we sign a new MOU, whether this be with the UN or with another organization, that it is beneficial for us first and foremost. And we want to make sure that it's in line with what we want in the end. We're going to be using the RISE initiative a lot with this to help rebuild industry sectors, to further the SDGs under the RISE initiative with an economic mindset. So we want to see the RISE initiative really utilized within the UN sphere in a more economic mindset. So we want to see different types of projects that help in the global and business line of work, et cetera. And we want to utilize our contacts with other partners as well to create relationships with different UN agencies moving forward. And in the future, we also have a couple of goal partners that we'd like to aim for, such as the OECD. And by the time that you are watching this, hopefully I will have completed a panel with the OECD, which will be on February 5th. And this panel will hopefully propel our partnership forward and we can see what synergies lie ahead. And we'd also like to start a partnership with the World Economic Forum, as we have lots of synergies and like-minded organizations as well, especially with their Global Shapers program. And all in all, just to wrap up, our goal within the partnerships department is to be authentic and to grow authentically. And we want to make sure that whatever partners we have and we continue to develop and maybe we add on are in line with our values as leaders. And we want to select any partners on how they align with our own values as JCI. We're having a member first attitude here, and we want to have a win-win attitude here. And a quality versus quantity mindset always, making sure that things fit underneath our new leadership direction. And with that, that is just our general overview of our institutional partnerships at JCI. I hope you guys all understood and my messaging was clear and concise. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Again, please feel free to send me an email should you like. My name is Diana Sussman-Tockstein, the Senior Manager for Global Partnerships at JCI. Send me a message if you'd like. It was great talking to you all today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.